Welcome into the Piles of Paragraphs creative space. I'm Lori, and today I'm going to continue on with the travel journal that I am making. So hope everyone's doing well today and had a chance to do something creative, or will have a chance to do something creative. Okay, let's see. Where were we last time? Last time we had created this little cover using a couple of vintage postcards, and we had put our little paper signature together, just some random-ish grid paper and plain paper, just to give it a little variety. Okay, and now we need to make the pockets. So I decided for this particular project not to use one of my most favorite things, which is a recycled or upcycled junk mail envelope. I have these kind of bright golden yellow. They're not kind of, they're definitely bright. Let's see, I need to find a glue page that I haven't already glued on. Let's see. This will work. Okay, sorry about that. I think I'm all ready and then I'm not. But I decided to use these kind of bright, cheerful envelopes to use for pockets. So let me grab my glue page here, put this down, and so I'll run a little bit of glue along the inside edge of the, oops, I left my art glitter glue open too long. Hold on here. So it's important to glue along the inside edge as well as the flap, so that it has doesn't have a little opening between the two when we, because I'm going to cut it in half this way to make my two pockets for this little notebook. So run along the edge here, careful not to seal the envelope shut. Did I run inside of here? Good. Okay. Yeah. Glue along the edges here. Let's go ahead and fold it over and burnish it. Let me put my pin back in my art glitter glue so we don't have it not working. Okay, and then I just kind of took this and folded it in half just to get the center. Just make a little fold here, not a fold all the way across. You can fold all the way across if you want to, because you can always just trim it off, but probably would have been better to let this dry. Moving on ahead. So if I can figure out where that was. Okay. And also with these, these are like, I think they're maybe a little bigger than the envelopes I normally use. I think they are right at 4, a little over 4 actually. So they will stick out, and I don't want them to stick out. So I will trim. I'm going to go ahead and just trim the side that has the flap on it. And I'm just going to trim it down so that it's fits inside. So just a little bit less than 4. 4 or 3 9/10 or something along those lines. Just a little bit. Now, of course, you have 2 open edges on this, and you can leave this open if you want to, if you want more of like a tuck spot than a pocket, but I'm going to go ahead and glue mine shut so that I can have a pocket that I drop stuff down into. So let's glitter glue back out. run a little thin bead along here. Fill it up. Let's do this side as well, this one as well. I guess it would be the side of a 2-pocket spread, which this will become right now. Okay, put that back in here for a second. Oh, easier said than done. Sorry, the light in my eyes, it's hard for me to see. There we go. Alrighty. Okay, so now we have, this is the top. This is the top. Make sure I didn't glue the envelope completely shut. And I didn't. Okay. And I'm just going to I'm going to eyeball the center of this. You can measure if that's going to bother you that they're not lined up, but I don't mind if they're a bit off. Because, you know, the world of ish and all. Okay, now, just like I did the cover, I'm going to lay these down and then use a strip of the brown paper that I used before. Now, I didn't double this because this will be inside the signature, so I think this will be plenty strong enough to hold it. And, you know, I'm not going to be putting gold doubloons or anything in these pockets, so just little bits of paper that I want to keep. So. No, I'm not going on a treasure hunting vacation, so no, there will be no gold doubloons. Am I saying that word right? Doubloons. I'm gonna have to look that up. My pirate speak is getting rusty. Okay, that's smoothed out. Take this and line it up at the bottom. Try to do it straight-ish in my world. Just a little bit in from the fold. Okay. And I put that there so I can kind of see how far over to put the glue. I don't know, apparently kinda is my favorite word to say today. I will attempt to stop saying that word. Just helps you with the kind of, oh, there we go, there's kinda again. Without having to measure. Gives you kind of a visual clue. I almost said it again. My goodness. I guess maybe the t-shirts I get made should say kinda-ish instead of just ish. Okay, oops. Line this up with the envelope pocket behind it. Burnish that in place. I missed a little bit of this one, so let me run just a little bit more glitter glue under there. There we go. Okay, so there's one set of pockets, and I will go ahead and trim this off and set it to the side. Grab my baby wipe and wipe the glue off of this so it's not roaming around and sticking to everything. Get a clean piece of glue paper here. And I had this map paper in my stash. And so I'm going to do it sideways because I don't want things to be upside down. Sideways doesn't bother me. Upside down kind of bothers me. Don't know why. No explanation for that. Just just is. So let's see. This. And then this, yes, here we go. Okay, and so this is an 8-inch piece of paper. So I'm gonna take it. I guess it's just as easy to do it this way, although harder to see. And then I'm going to go up about 2 inches, maybe slightly more than 2 inches, so that it's going to be 6 inches tall, because that's how tall our little book is. Get that out of the way. I really didn't need that under there. I'll burnish that seam down and take this and fold it over. And there's the second type of pocket. Now, on this one, I want it to be a pocket, not just a tuck. So I think I will go back and add tucks probably to the insides, or at least inside of one of the postcard covers, just so I like to tuck things in, but I want this to be an actual pocket to hold things. Okay. So that's a good burnish. Here, burnish. Fold it over again. Okay. So there we go. There's our 2 pockets for this particular little booklet. So I'm going to take my pages out. I'm going to put this on the outside of the pages. And you may or may not want to do that depending on whether or not you think you're going to put bumpy things in. If you're going to put bumpy things in, it might bug you to write on it then. Let's take this set of pockets and put them here. And there we go. Oh, I didn't cut the envelope quite small enough. That's okay. I can live with that. I'll think of them as tabs. So there we go. So there's this one done. And let's do one more of this size envelope. I don't have I've already done the paper folded one, but I didn't glue it. So let's go ahead and glue this really quickly. Put a lot of glue on that one. Maybe really quickly is not the way to do it. Slow and steady wins the race, right? Okay. Oopsie. Leave that for a second. And this one I didn't do. I was trying to get this knot to be upside down. Of course, it's sideways. Sideways is okay. We decided sideways was okay. Oops, I also didn't trim this one. Let me grab my scissors. Trim that. Okay. So put this in here. I have these I need to put together, but that's okay. Let me measure this and see if I can. Maybe I need to trim this one a little bit more too. Let me trim this one just a smidge more. Let's see if it fits in this cutter. Oh, not very well, but I think we can make this work. Straight-ish. There we go. Now, once again with this one, the crease. Get this out of the way. Run the glue along this edge before I forget. And you could very easily leave this open and fold it down, or fold the other side down, and then you would have more of a tuck spot. It all depends on what you want. I'm just gonna go with consistency throughout these 3 little notebooks, signatures. Really, they are little notebooks in this case. Of course, now I'm looking at the inside of this, wondering if my stuff's going to get caught on the inside of the envelope. Oh well, too late now. That's okay. I think I can cope with that. Let's put the pin back in the art glitter glue for. Oh goodness me. Alrighty, there we go. All right. Tops. And eyeball the center to do our thumb notch. It's very exciting. I managed to shoot that all over the my workspace. Let's see now, where did my strip go that I'm going to use to glue these together with? Here it is. Okay. Fold this in half, sorta. You can score this too if you want, but it's not a very, I mean, it's a nicely heavy piece of paper, but it's not super duper heavy. So let me take my, oh, no. Why did I grab the glue stick? That's not what we're going to use. We're using the art glitter glue. And give me an idea of where to put the glue, how far out to come. I guess you could also, if you felt like it, could put your strip on the inside when you have it cut open. I don't know what that would do as far as reducing your capacity of your pocket or giving you something else to catch on. Maybe it would, I don't know, but that is another idea if you want to give that a try. Okay, so let's line this up. Oops. Got glue on the outside. I'll have to decorate over that. Oh. Ooh, now I'm pulling the envelope apart. These are not super duper heavy envelopes. They're kind of a, I'd say, a printer paper weight, which is, I think, going to be fine for what I want to use it for. But of course, you can do something heavier if you'd like. Excuse me. My allergies are a bit active today. We had some rain, and so that, always releases a bunch of new things into the air. Not to mention we had a giant dust storm that went along with the rain, so that really did stir up all kinds of stuff. Okay. Excuse me, I'm going to cough again. I apologize for that. Line this up. Give it a burnish. Let me get a sip of water real quick. It's good. Okay, better. So here's this second pocket. Oh, let's see, where's the... Let's grab my baby wipe and wipe this off. It won't really stick to the silicone, but I don't want it flying around and putting glue places I don't want glue to be. So, like that. Okay. Oh, now, glue on my fingers. Oh. Really don't like to have glue on my fingers. Let's move the glue pages. grab these little signature and start putting it together. Let's see. Not possibly easier said than done putting it together. This is not the thrilling part. Nope. There's a fold here somewhere. I know there is. Okay, got it. Okay, I'm going to slip this one in here, I think. Ooh. I did not do well getting that glued down smoothly. Let me put another little burnish there. Oh, I thought this would be easier. Let's see. We have a smaller piece. Numbers right side up. Bigger piece. Plain piece. No, I don't want that one in the center because it's too short. Let's use, we'll do this one in here. And then we'll do this one in here so I catch everything. And then let's go back in here. There we go. Numbers right side up. Okay, so there's this one put together. So we have these two put together now. And I think I will attempt to stitch this one. So I can show you the finished little notebooks. Let's see, where's this one? Let's do this. And now for this, I made myself a template. Let me scoot this out further. And it's not so critical for this particular little journal that everything lines up with each other across, because they're going to be inside of a larger cover and you really won't see them. Their spines next to each other, so you don't have to be exactly on target with that. So I just took a strip of paper, went to the midpoint part, went up from the bottom, down from the top. So my measurements are 7/8 down from the top, 1/2 inch up from the bottom, which probably isn't quite enough because some of mine are shorter than that. So I may go up a little further with this one this time. And then I just kind of eyeballed in the centers. So let me grab my yellow pages and my awl. I recently watched Louisa Heinzel do a video where she made this incredible journal, and she made a very good point about getting a book cradle, and I may finally give in and buy one. It does, it gives you quite a bit more flexibility, and it is, I know it's got to be safer. And you know, in my, so I always say my risk management brain, because I did risk management for years. My dad used to basically tell me I was born in the safety police, because I never go off in the car. They couldn't go off in the car if they didn't have their seatbelts fastened, and you know, this has kind of been my whole life's my whole life's work is things safe. And well, this is better than holding it in my hand and putting it all through, which I sometimes do. I think the book cradle might be the best idea. She made a really good argument for it. So the old, you know, do as I say, not as I do, but do be careful, because you don't want to, you do not want to put that all through your hand. As Louise was saying, she almost ended up going to the hospital one time with hers, because she bought an awl that wasn't very sharp, and she was trying to force it through, and she hurt herself. So, you know, we don't want to do that. Doing this crafty stuff is supposed to be fun. It's not supposed to hurt. Oh, good. I already have this. Okay, and I'm using a white waxed thread for this process, and don't have to use wax thread. I just happen to have this, and so I thought I would use it. And to remember, oh, something I forget to do, take your template out, otherwise you can't really use it again. So for the 5-hole pamphlet stitch, I'm going to go in through the center and leave myself a pretty good tail. Then I'm going to go in through this next one down towards the bottom. Okay, in, out through the one at the bottom. Okay, back in to this one next to it. Sure I didn't. Oh. There we go. And then I'll go up and go to the second one down from the top. Go through. Back into the top one. Easier said than done. Okay, got it. Phew. Back out through the second hole here. So through here. There are lots of people who do this stitch and explain it much better than I do. But I am getting to where I really like it. I feared it for a really long time, so I just couldn't get my brain around it. But I think I finally got it. Put this back in its holder. Take out my clips and make sure I've got it nice and tight. I do want it to stay together. Yes, it's nice and tight. Tie my knot. Tie my second knot. And there we go. Then that one's all stitched together. So it is ready to go on into the cover. So I am not going to make you sit and watch me do that again. As I said, I'm not that good at it, although I am getting more confident. So now we have the 3 inserts made, and so the next step will be making the cover. So we'll see if I can get all that done in the next video. So thank you for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please leave me a thumbs up. A comment, would love to hear from you. You know, do you like to collect postcards? And also subscribe to the channel if you haven't. The little channel continues to grow, and I would really like for it to keep doing that. So once again, thank you, and I will say bye-bye for now.